The blizzard hit without warning, turning the highway into a white nightmare. Jake Morrison gripped the steering wheel of his 18-wheeler, squinting through the windshield as snow pelted the glass. After 20 years of long-haul trucking, he'd seen plenty of storms. But this one was vicious. He was pulling over to wait it out when he saw her. A figure emerged from the swirling snow, stumbling toward his truck. As she got closer, Jake's heart jumped. It was a young woman, maybe in her mid-20s, with long blonde hair plastered to her face by wet snow. She wore only a thin sweater. Clutched against her chest was a small bundle wrapped in a cream-colored blanket. A baby. Jake threw open his door and jumped down. "Ma'am, are you all right?" The woman looked up at him with desperate blue eyes. "Please, my car broke down a mile back. I've been walking, but I can't feel my fingers anymore. My baby, she's so cold. Get in the truck now," Jake said. He helped her climb up into the cab, then ran around to the driver's side. Once inside, he cranked up the heat and grabbed the emergency blanket from behind his seat. "Here, wrap this around both of you," he said. "How long were you out there?" "Maybe 20 minutes, the woman said, her teeth chattering as she pulled the blanket tight around herself and the baby. "I tried calling for help, but there's no cell service. Then I saw your lights." Jake looked at the baby, who couldn't have been more than a year old. The little one was eerily quiet, her face pale. "Is she okay?" "I think so. She's just cold and scared." "Okay." The woman adjusted the blanket to cover the baby's head. "Aren't we all?" "What's your name?" Jake asked, reaching for his thermos of coffee. "Victoria." "Victoria Hayes. And this is Emma." Jake poured coffee into the thermos cup. "I'm Jake Morrison. Here, drink this. It'll help warm you up." Victoria took the cup with trembling hands, sipping gratefully. "Thank you. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't stopped." "Where were you heading?" Jake asked, studying her more carefully now. Despite her disheveled state, there was something refined about her. Her clothes, though simple, looked expensive. "Just trying to get home," Victoria said vaguely, not meeting his eyes. "We've been traveling for a while." Jake's instincts told him there was more to this story. "Victoria, I need to ask, are you in some kind of trouble?" Victoria's eyes filled with tears. "No, nothing like that. I just needed to get away for a while, clear my head. Being a mother is harder than I expected. Sometimes you need to step back and remember what really matters." Something in her voice resonated with Jake. He thought of his own daughter, grown now and living across the country, and all the years he'd missed while driving routes coast to coast. "I understand that," he said quietly, "more than you might think." They sat in comfortable silence while the baby dozed against Victoria's chest. The storm showed no signs of letting up. "We should probably wait this out here," Jake said. "It's not safe to drive, and your baby needs to stay warm." "You're being so kind," Victoria said, tears sliding down her cheeks. "You don't even know me. Doesn't matter. You needed help. That's enough." As hours passed, Victoria slowly opened up about the challenges of new motherhood. The overwhelming responsibility, the fear of making mistakes. Jake shared stories about his own daughter, the birthdays he'd missed, the school plays he'd driven through instead of attending. "I was so focused on providing that I forgot about being present," Jake said. "By the time I figured that out, she was 18. We're close now, but I'll never get those years back." "At least you're honest about it," Victoria said. "That takes courage." Just then, Jake's radio crackled to life. "All units, be advised. Missing person alert. Victoria Hayes, age 26, and infant daughter, Emma Hayes. Last seen leaving the Riverside estate. Family is concerned. Vehicle found abandoned on Highway 40. Jake's hand froze on the radio dial. He looked at Victoria, whose face had gone pale. "Riverside estate," he repeated slowly. "That's the Hayes family compound. The tech billionaire family." Victoria closed her eyes. Yes, understanding crashed over Jake. You're that Victoria Hayes, Robert Hayes' daughter. I'm a mother first, Victoria said firmly, holding Emma closer. That's all I wanted to be for a few days. Just Emma's mom, without everyone hovering and planning her future like a board meeting. Jake sat back, processing this. They're probably worried sick. I know. I left a note, but I needed this. I needed to remember who I am beyond all the expectations. Emma deserves a mother who's present, not just performing. Jake looked at this young woman, one of the wealthiest people in the state, sitting in his truck cab, and saw something he recognized. Someone trying to hold on to what mattered, while the world pulled her in every direction. I get it, he said, finally. But that baby needs a warm bed, and your family needs to know you're safe. I know, Victoria whispered. I just wanted a few more hours of it being simple. Jake pulled out his phone. The storm had passed enough that he had one bar of service. Tell you what, I'll call and let them know you're safe. But you decide when we head back. Fair enough. Victoria looked at him with gratitude. Fair enough? Jake made the call. Within minutes, Victoria's father, Robert Hayes, was on the line. Mr. Morrison, thank God. Robert's voice was hoarse with emotion. Is my daughter all right? Is Emma all right? They're both fine, sir. Cold but safe. I'm sending a helicopter immediately. Sir, Jake interrupted, with respect. Maybe what they need isn't a helicopter. Maybe they just need to know it's okay to take a breath. There was silence. Then, what do you mean? Your daughter didn't run away because she's troubled. She ran because she needed to remember what it feels like to just be a mom without all the pressure. She loves that little girl. That's clear. More silence. Then Robert's voice came back, quieter now. Can I talk to her? Jake handed the phone to Victoria. Dad. Her voice cracked. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I know, sweetheart, her father said. And I'm sorry too. We've been so busy planning Emma's future that we forgot to let you enjoy her present. Come home when you're ready. No hovering. Just family. Victoria was crying openly now. Thank you, Daddy. When she hung up, she looked at Jake with wonder. How did you know what to say to him? Because I've been where he is, Jake said simply. Took me a long time to learn that providing for someone and being there for someone aren't the same thing. 2 hours later, when the roads were passable, Jake drove Victoria and Emma to the nearest town where her family was waiting. Robert Hayes met them at the diner, and Jake watched his father and daughter embraced, with Emma between them. Before they left, Robert pulled Jake aside. Let me thank you properly. No need, Jake said firmly. Your daughter was in trouble, and I helped. That's what decent people do. Then let me do this. I'm establishing a foundation to help long-haul truckers see their families more. I'd like you as an advisor. Jake felt his throat tightened. Sir, that's generous, but it's necessary. You helped me see tonight that I almost lost what mattered. Let me help other fathers avoid that mistake. Jake looked at Victoria, who was smiling at him while Emma played with her hair. All right, I'm in. Sometimes the people who seem to have everything are missing the most important things. And sometimes a simple act of kindness in a snowstorm can remind everyone what really matters. If this story warmed your heart, please like and share it with others. Subscribe for more stories about unexpected connections and simple kindness. Leave a comment sharing when a stranger's kindness changed your perspective. Your stories inspire us all.